What's good, everyone? Welcome in this week in music. You see, I have Ari that's with me. Real quick, just so you all are aware, what's up, Ari? If you do exclamation point Ari in the chat, you'll get her information. So make sure you follow her on IG and Twitch. Um, so make sure we support Ari for being with us today. First of all, thank you very much for being with us. What's new with you?
Thank you for having me. A bunch of new stuff actually. I officially launched my company, Dare and Defy, and like commemorated that with a nice little event here in Orlando, Florida. And I just relaunched my podcast, which is like the most recent big thing. Just went up a lot in terms of like production quality, and yeah. So the latest episode, episode 30 of the Run It Back podcast, which is all about music industry news. And we do music reviews over there, is over on my Twitch, it's on my LinkedIn, it's on my YouTube. And I'll be picking back up doing it every week. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, make sure to drop that link in our chat. I'll share it with everyone. Holly, we can send batteries to Ari. I know her like smoke detector alarm keeps going off. But we can send her batteries. I'll send you her address. Holly is
You
so
know how
funny.
long?
It's good.
It's actually
Yes.
funny because my mom, like, she picks on me for it too, but it's like I just like run around all the time and I forget about it. And it's definitely true that the more like it just because you get used to it.
Right. Right. Yeah, we'll send you some batteries. Don't worry. What's up? Alex is here. DK is here. I think that's how I say your name there. Hold on, let me see here. Party Zone 28. What's up? Alex is here. So we talk about music business. I love when we have our conversations. We got a couple articles to share, a couple articles to talk about. We're also going to talk about the Rock and Roll Music Hall of Fame inductions. We're going to play a clip from Eminem's induction, and because when Dr. Dre announced him, and then we're also going to play one from Dolly Parton. So that's what's happening over there. Um, cool. Yes, thank you for that shout out, Alex. Shall we go to maybe the article that you sent me over here, which talk about the MLC? Should we talk about that one first? Okay, let's talk about that one first. Hold on, because we're getting to music. If you have questions or comments in the chat, or you've noticed something that you want to discuss to the music business, we'll do that. As always, if you have questions about Twitch, put them in the chat and I'll cover them also. We'll take a little break in the middle. But just thank you all for being here for this week in music. Let's go to surfing here. So this article right here talks about the MLC owing, having what's that, more than $500 million due to songwriters. Why did this catch your eye?
Well, first of all, it's a really large number, right?
Yes.
But but also because I think that we can deduce that a lot of that money is there because people it's unclaimed, and there are a lot of people making a lot of music out there who just have no idea how to make sure that they're being compensated for it. um and so it's just sitting in a bank collecting interest for this company. And I think that being able to show that amount of figures and explain why hopefully prompts people to understand that there's you probably have money waiting for you. You just don't know how to collect it, and prompt them to get some understanding on how to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of money here. We talk about this in my class too. So it's just, if you've made music and you think you might be owed some, like, this is definitely something to check into. Anything else about this article you wanted to talk about?
Not specifically, like I said, it's just like a prompting thing to have people understand that this, is an issue, and that it's something it's very important.
Right, right. Holly, you ask in the chat here, has anyone tried the guest star function yet on Twitch? Not yet, but if there's someone in the audience, I'm trying to see if DJ Daz is here. If he's lurking, he wants to try it. We could try it a little bit later live, and I could try to bring you on and see how it works. 'Cause I know he had asked me about it in Discord there too. Um, all right, so maybe let's do this now. Let's watch a little bit of Dr. Dre's speech when he inducted Eminem, and then let's see kind of what he said and do that. So let me go to this page here, full screen. All right, let's see what he says here. All right, so they say no sound from this video. Hold on, let's do some checking here. And let's take the voice meter banana. I thought it was. Let's see. Let me know if you hear the clapping sound right there. And then, huh. So if you let me know you hear that clapping sound. Wonder why we can't get sound. So let's see. You can hear the clapping, but no sound here. And let's see. Uh, hmm. Check into that there. Let me know if you can hear that right there. Okay, no volume on the
Yeah,
clap.
but it's muffled. It's a little funny.
Really? Okay, we'll have to come back to those right there. So you hear the clapping, but no volumes there. Interesting. We got to figure that out there. Okay, hold on for a minute. Let's do this here. So just, we love our technology here. Okay, hold on here. No volume on the clip. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, so here comes. So we'll have to come back to that then. All right. Okay, let's go to here's an article. Now, let me ask you this. We'll go back here. Have you been paying attention to Taylor Swift's album release?
As much as I want to, and I know that it's happening.
Yes, it is happening. Um, and there's an article here. So it talks, I want to ask you some questions about it. So let's look at this article here. Mm, Okay. So it talks about how this, let me share my screen in the, actually in the, yeah. Okay. Hold on. We'll do this here. Okay. So, and you can make that little screen bigger on your computer there so we can see it there. Um, Now this article talks about Taylor Swift and she only sent out visuals and like there was basically it. All the teaser she did was just visuals, no music. So the first time people heard any tracks was when she released her album. So they're saying they took a conclusion from this and saying that the single is dead for blockbuster album campaigns. How do you feel in terms of this statement right here?
I feel like it kind of like battles the way that we think about music right now because we do see everything as so single based, and I think that for most artists that are especially ones who are like trying to rise to fame, that singles are the way. um and it's just interesting because there's such that formula of like, okay, we're gonna release the single to build up buzz and have this specific plan for such a large feat as dropping an album. So I think that overall it's just good to watch people experiment, and especially with someone like Taylor who like she has her audience that is going to be her audience regardless. So I don't know how well of a test figure that she is. But overall, like I said, I just like to see what people's strategies are and how they work for their specific brands.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Um, let's train this here. So make sure y'all can still hear me there. So that's interesting. So now, um, hold on for a minute here. We let's see here. They also say here that they talk about TikTok and how it's way more powerful than just virality. Now I know you're up and hip on TikTok. What do you think about this one?
I think it's very true. And I guess a good way to put it is it's more than just virality, it's about understanding how to manufacture it. Because there's definitely a formula with things when it comes to like, algorithmically what these systems enjoy, and we know that that's retention, so watch time. But overall, like it's a really good tool to figure out what works for your audience because there have been plenty of people who they go viral and they catch that in one bottle and then it goes away and they're not able to leverage that in any way. And then there are people who they go viral and they're prepared for it. And they're able to replicate that and really build on something. So I think that TikTok is a community building app at the basis of it. And I think that that is really what's important about it, because you don't even necessarily need to go like viral in the millions and millions in order to do something with the attention, right? It can be as simple as, viral being 10,000 people who consistently watch your stuff and support you. So that's what I'll say. Yeah.
Okay. With the artists that you've been working with, how have they been able to really use TikTok to its fullest capacity?
It's definitely about like microdosing content essentially. So like the people that I work with, I always recommend to make a high volume of just simple stuff that they can especially stuff that's like taken from long form content, cuz it's just it's TikTok is an animal that needs to be fed. So you just need to keep pushing stuff at it. So creating, like I said, a large volume of simple content that is either relatable, that is either impressive or informative, and just pushing that out and seeing, what is taken the best by the audience, and also using it as another outlet and another thing to experiment with. And I mean, that's really it all in all. It's just another marketing vehicle, just the same way that Instagram is, Pinterest, YouTube, all of these different things. It's just tapping into a different audience and seeing how that audience enjoys to consume entertainment.
Okay, okay. Now, also Taylor, she released two re-recordings this year, like well last year, like Taylor's version of Fearless and Red. How do you feel that that impacted her current like album like results or production or sales?
I think that overall it was definitely a good thing for her, because I know, a lot of people were talking about that, and she definitely sparked a conversation about performers' rights, and what goes into these contracts and dealings and understanding, owning your masters and things like that. And I think that once again, Taylor is a very specific type of superstar. Like, she has herself cemented. So whatever she's going to do, there is going to be an audience for it. But I think that situation definitely put her in the spotlight, more than she has been, in terms of being the center focus of things. And I
Mhm.
think, publicity 101, like, she's got eyes on her. People are remembering her and going back and are, probably new people being invigorated for a new release from her, especially because that was an emotional experience. That was something personal for her to talk about, and kind of like a something for her to conquer, for her to put those re-recordings out. And that's, another connection that's just going to draw people closer to her, whether they were previously fans or had something rekindled or didn't know who she was. So yeah, overall I think it was likely a good thing for her.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Let's see here. What else did they discuss? They discussed a couple of things. They talked about marketing and merch. Like this is just like we'll share this article, but this was a really good article about the five kind of things she did that really helped her album take off. We'll look at the charts in a minute. So that was that article. Let's go on to your second one here when you talked about the Elton John and the Roblox experience. Why did this catch your eye?
Anything that has to do with virtual reality and Web3 in general, meshing with the music industry, is always something that I think is important to at least take a look at, and try to get an understanding of. And I think this is really cool, because Elton John isn't necessarily the person that you would expect to have this kind of experience. Like, at least on my side, or within my generation, we're expecting some like 20, 22-year-old, the Travis Scotts of the world, to be doing stuff like this. And to have
Mhm.
Elton come out and, create something that is so like fantastical, is just really awesome. And I think that, once again, when it comes to just entertainment and Web3 mixing, we should be paying attention to it, because it is the next iteration of experiences that we create for our consumers. And it's just going to become, more engulfed in our society. So being able to like, just take a look at what people are doing now, getting ideas, figuring out how, we want to integrate that into our brands, is important, because like I said, it's coming. And I think, in general, it's really, really freaking cool.
Yeah. Like, let's see here. So he did this in conjunction with UMG. It's a live virtual experience. It offers fans a new way to enjoy his catalog, express themselves through his iconic fashion, co-create with the community, and experience the icon's impact on popular culture. What's up, Misty Chrissy? Good to see you, MC. And you can see here like he included out items and outfits based on his 1975 concert that he had with the Dodgers. So he went way back, many years, over 40 years, to kind of do a throwback. Why do you think he did that, and why did that aspect of nostalgia have such an impact on it?
I think there's two things that we can touch on. I think we can talk about like genuine nostalgia of, genuine people who love Elton John and were either around for that or were, not too young to not remember these things. Being able to go on this platform and experience that and be like, wow, that's really cool. I remember. And then there's like the other nostalgia where it's younger kids who reminisce on those times of like, I should have been born in whatever age that we're speaking about, and yeah, kind of like falsely reminiscent on something that they wish they could have been a part of because they think it's really cool, and then also just kind of a part of nostalgia, the novelty of it, because it
Mhm.
is Elton John and that just experience. I think those are probably, three probable reasons that they decided to add that in. Elton John also just could have really liked what he was wearing and been like, I definitely need to put this in here.
Right. So also to bring everyone's attention, like I guess on the 17th, starting on November 17th, within this Roblox experience, we'll be doing special performances, and then additional performances will be airing hourly until November 20th. And yeah, what happens there will be 10-minute virtual performances made up of his best loved songs. So, do you have a favorite Elton John song that you want him to perform virtually?
Oh no, that's a terrible question for me.
Okay, well, maybe you'll acquire one after this, but this is cool. So Web3 is always good. You're in Florida. I'm gonna pull up some articles in a minute. Just talk about the. So there's a new law that went into place. I want to see if you're familiar with it. It talks about how now, pretty much in New York City, it's in Colorado. I think it's coming to California soon, where when there are job openings, they have to put the pay ranges in the job openings and kind of do that. Are you aware of that? What are your thoughts? Or go ahead.
I'm not, but that is amazing.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this article real quick that's in Billboard. We'll talk about it because I feel everyone should know, especially because we all know someone that's applying for jobs. So I'm gonna do this pay transparency. This is important to share because I'm going to share with you a couple other things. All right. So here we go. So we're going to bring this here. Okay. So let's go back here. Okay, so it says music companies must now include salary ranges on New York job postings. So it went into effect a little less than a week ago tomorrow. And what it says here is that, hold on, let me log in. Hold on, hopefully it gets my login here. All right, so we logged in there. Um, they must disclose salary ranges and job posting has gone to effect with music companies hiring the city, and they're mandated to comply. And so let's look at some of these job openings. Okay, so we go here. This was funny because there was a posting from Citigroup, which is the bank, but they had a job where the salary range was between $0 and 2 million. So they were being funny with it. But that job is now down. That job is now no longer posted. But here you can see Water Music Group has 11 listed job openings. Some of it relates to their kind of internship program, but they had a job opening here, digital marketing and content creation manager, listed between 58.5 and 70,000 annually. So based on what you've seen, is that realistic? Are they being short? Like, are they kind of diminishing the salary range? What do you think about that range for that kind of job? Because I know you work in digital media and content and all that.
Um, I work in a freelance space, so I can't necessarily say if this is 100% accurate, but from people that I know, this isn't too far off. And I think
Mhm.
it's also it's kind of an individual thing when you get into if you were scouted by a company, what your relationship is with that company and your negotiation process, and how much they feel as though they need you there. Because it's always flexible in some capacity. There is that range, but like I said, from my friends in the industry, this isn't too far off from what I've seen.
Okay. All right. So then here, if we take a little further, Sony Music, Senior Director of Global Digital Operations at the Orchard, which is their label, between 125 and 150. They have an executive producer for its podcast division between 130 and 170, and then Senior Director of A&R between 125 and 165. Based on what you're aware, is that realistic? Too low? Too high? What do you think? Never too high, but
Yeah, I think once again this is pretty realistic. I think it can definitely go lower, but not by much. And it could go higher, but not by much.
right, right. So there's a couple other spots in here. Um, okay, so Sony Music has become included range in older job postings. There's Rock Nation. We did look at Spotify, and Spotify did not. So far, they have not put their job ranges in there, their salary ranges. So that's interesting there. So that's really important because this is new and people are paying attention. Really, the bonus will be for women and also underrepresented communities, many people of color who can at least try to get um, salary equity compared to the majority. So that's one of the reasons why it's in place. It's also in place in Colorado and some other cities and states. And yeah, I bet you it's going to be kind of like nationwide sooner than later. So that was that article I wanted to share there. Next, now let's talk about this one here. So Glorilla, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah, Glorilla.
Glorilla. I gotta be sure. Okay, so this is a really really big kind of ownership dispute. Fill us in on this one and your thoughts.
So the story goes essentially that Hit Kid and Glorilla have made a lot of music together, and they kind of honestly helped each other cultivate each other's scene and Glorilla's brand through his production. And they made FNF. The song blew up, and Glorilla has alleged they had 50-50 ownership. Glorilla has alleged that Hit Kid sold his rights for 50,000 in the first week of it going viral. And then, as we know, Glorilla has signed, and essentially Hit Kid deduced through being served, because they want his rights as well. They want his ownership. That Glorilla put FNF as something that she was signing away when she followed through with her record deal. And he was upset about that, and he's upset about the fact that they are pressuring him, or you know coming with him with the idea that they want his ownership as well. We don't really know if he has ownership.
Mm,
Glorilla has boldface said that she hasn't made a dime off of the song, which is the thing that like leads people to believe that that is what she is like recouping her advance off of right now.
right.
And I think the main thing that I take away from this is, first of all, like, you should have a production agreement that outlines what each of you guys are allowed to do with this work, and what the communication that you both are comfortable with, because you know there's not necessarily a right or a wrong in this, and it's arguable on whose song it really is. So you need to have those things kind of laid out to avoid fiascos like this, especially with people that you came up with, and you've been one of the longest relationships that you've had with a producer. Now you guys are publicly firing shots at each other, and having Twitter battles, and now it's a legal matter, and it could have been avoided by sitting down and talking about what you guys were both comfortable with and putting it on paper. That's the main thing that I take away from this. I don't know, what Glorilla's contract looks like. I have not seen it. But I
Mhm.
do, if I was on her team, I would have wished that they sat down and had these conversations. And I hope that moving forward that they do, and that it encourages other people to kind of just understand why this is possible and how to prevent it.
Okay, so when you and I got a little clip here I want to play. Hopefully we can hear it. So when you advising your artists, you tell them definitely get a split sheet out and like sign it and make sure that's all done before anything is finished, correct?
That's dependent because things change and the creative process is a fleeting one and someone new might come in and lay something down. So I'm not super concerned with my artist like signing anything before the final product. But
Mhm.
absolutely before the at least before the release at the very least. If not like once you're going into the mixing and mastering process and you know what is done on here isn't going to be changed. Because like I said, the creation process shit happens and what you if you sign something, you know, before you even get into the studio, there's no saying how accurate of a depiction that is going to be at the end. But like I said, definitely before the release, preferably once everything is tracked. But yeah, I mean, it's of utmost importance. And yes, split sheets, of course, but those production agreements is to me the crux of it, a little bit more formal, and you're able to I in my opinion just outline things a little bit more in terms of how you want each other to communicate, what you're obligated to communicate about, if there are specific numbers that you want to put in, if it has to do with licensing and things like that. So just being as thorough as possible.
Okay, okay. What's up, CC? Good to see you here. Let's try. Hopefully, these clips work. I don't know why we can't hear. Let's first listen to Tammy Luttrell, who's been a guest here before. Let's see if we can listen to what she's saying. So let me know if you hear it. Hold on. So I'll pause it. Let me know if y'all heard that there. I'm gonna reshare this for you. Hold on. So let's let me know if you heard what she said, and then we're gonna share this here. Share system audio. So did you all hear that? It should play. I hear it through my thing. So hold on for a minute. Let's hear. Let's play it again. Oh, now there's an echo. See, that's what's going on here. So let's reshare this. We'll share this again. Wait, work out here. So Holly, did we hear the sound there or no? Let me know. Um, or MC, let me know if we heard sound. Otherwise, we're gonna have to try this again the next week. So I'll wait and see here if we heard that. And then we'll look. Hopefully, if we hear that, we can go back to our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions and listen to those speeches too. Um, so yeah, let me know if we heard that. I'll play it. Can you hear it? All right, you can hear it? No.
I was before, but that was with the echo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not coming through, so I have to fix my settings. So we have to save that for next time. But she speaks on it too. I don't know why it's not working. We have to figure that out. So that means I don't think I'm able to play your clip either there. Okay. We'll figure that out too. Let's see if there's any other articles we had to review. Okay, we have a few technical difficulties here. No, I think that was it. What's up, Songbird? Good to see you. Okay. So that was kind of the articles. Anything else we had to discuss? We might have to make a quick exit because the sound isn't working. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Let me try a couple things, but let me know also. Um, Now, didn't you also just recently start a you had like this class and everything, like your first class, whatever. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I have a music business education course called Passion and Purpose to Income and Career that is primarily catered towards independent artists and like the momager type of people, just to have a baseline understanding of what they're getting into when moving towards a career in the music industry, especially as talent. So we had our first official class this past Friday, which was all about starting like your artist enterprise. So very simply how to file for a business, whether that be a sole proprietorship or an LLC. Those are the main two things that we talked about. And we talked about what a full-fledged artist team looks like, talked a little bit about domain names and things like that. This upcoming Friday, we're going to be talking about budgeting. The first two classes are very like, you know, real world situations that can be applied to anyone and not necessarily just someone in the music business, but definitely catered once again towards independent artists and like the momager types. We talk about royalty collection and self publishing. We talk about social media management, content creation, websites, email marketing, in person marketing, networking in professional spaces. We talk about record deals, we talk about audio and visual personnel, riders, event coordination. And we don't go into depth on everything, but we get a baseline understanding of everything. It's a 12-week long program where we talk about all that stuff. And if you are in Orlando, Florida, you can come join us in person, but we'd also do it virtually. That's every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And you can
Awesome.
find more information about that on any of my social medias.
Well done. Congratulations. Excellent work there. So we look forward to hearing progress about that. You said something in there. What was it about? Momagers, domain names. What's a quick tip on domain names if you're like a creative, about to really start to get out there?
Research it is the main thing, and research it and buy it as soon as you can is honestly the
Yeah.
main thing, and just get your hands on it. I was really lucky enough, like my company name isn't something that is, you know, super popular or that I needed to worry about. I was My domain name was $10. So it was like, okay, let me grab that and get a roll on it. But there, depending on what you want your website to be called, or what your brand is, it may cost a little bit more than that. And you might have to do some research to get the cost of that down. But yeah, like I said, just always like researching it and getting it in your hands as quickly as possible so that you can secure, what your website is called.
Awesome. So what I think is because I don't want to restart my computer with these because we can't watch our videos and everything. So we're gonna save those for next week, and we'll have a bunch of videos to share, and we'll have some more information to share also. But yeah, I think with that, like, we will kind of conclude today, and then what we'll do is after we conclude today, we'll pick up here where we were next week, and that will allow us to have everything all lined up and ready to go. So what I'll do now is we're gonna do a quick little raid. We'll do a quick raid to DJ Zish, I believe, and we'll raid over there. We'll pick up next week. Where will I be back? I will be back on Friday for the Quiet Storm. So that's Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 on the West. That's when I'll be back on Friday. And yeah, we'll kind of work on next week's music business show. We got some videos to see. We'll have more news. Maybe we'll also set up, I'll try to get DJ Daz to come in and we can try the guest star feature. So we'll try to get him to kind of do that. Let's do that here. So we'll do that. And as usual, if you have ideas, send them to me during the day and we will figure that out. So we'll do a quick little raid here. Go to DJ Zesh and then join the raid. We got the raid message going. And we'll pick up like next week. So, I just have to figure out, I don't know why that happened, but we'll figure that out. We'll adjust, we'll keep it moving. Join the raid if you can. We'll get our raid message going on. Thank you very much, MC. Thank you to MC, Alex, Holly, Songboard, CC's here. We also have London Michelle. So this was a little bit of a quick show. Make sure you're following Ari. She'll be back with us next week. So she'll be back with us again next week. We'll get things sorted out and we'll keep it moving. No worries. We'll keep it moving. Hope you feel a little better there, Ari. And I will see you all on Friday. And yes, quick stream done and done. Today we also did a test. So we will take on the test. We streamed to a couple other spots, so which is exciting. We're expanding the network. And yes, have a great evening. We stick and we move. We do a quick show. All right, you all. I will see you all Friday, and I'll see you in these Twitch streets. Until then, here we go on the raid.